Hey beautiful soul, we have a gorgeous new pattern for you today named Collette by Jane Vancellis. And we're going to be giving away a set of the yarn used to make this pattern later in the video. This lovely design is a beautiful vintage inspired cardigan that will make you feel like you have stepped back in time. This pattern is so beautiful and it has the nostalgic charm of lace with a modern silhouette. And you know I love anything vintage, so this pattern just makes me swoon. What really makes this pattern unique is the beautiful repeating lace pattern that you find throughout the body and the sleeves. Since it's so lacy, almost resembling little flowers and trellises, it really allows the cardigan to flow and move as you wear it. To make this, you're going to want to use a yarn that is soft, lightweight, and drapes beautifully. So we chose our signature fingering yarn in colorway Dream Higher, and it's a soft cream yarn with an aqua linen running throughout, which gives it a beautiful heathered look. The pattern is actually worked from the bottom up, so you're going to work the front panels and the back panels separately, and you've got a cute little slit for the side. So then you actually join those pieces and work across all of the stitches. You have the option of shortening or lengthening before the slit or after the slit, just depending on the look that you like. Jane has included 10 sizes in the pattern, so you can create a perfect fit for yourself or whomever you are making this for. Jane recommends choosing a size 1 to 6 inches larger than your bust size, so I'm going to show you two different versions. So this version with the sleeves was made in size 2, which is a 35-inch bust circumference, so it has a nice fit. It's not too tight, not too loose, and just for reference, my bust is 34 inches around. For this version, Jane decided to leave the sleeves off, and this was made in size 3, which is 39.5 inches around, so it has a looser, boxier fit. So hopefully seeing those two different versions gives you a better idea of how you would like to make yours. The pattern and the yarn are both available at expressionfiberarts.com. While you're there on the site, go ahead and sign up for email updates for weekly free knit and crochet patterns. This pattern does come with both written instructions as well as charts, and it has a repeating lace design throughout. So once you memorize that, you should be good to go. Set aside some time to practice with me today. Grab a hook, some yarn, some tea, and let's get cozy. I'm going to show you how to work the repeating lace rows that you'll need to start the body. So I do recommend, since there are so many sizes with this pattern, that you highlight your size before you start. So here's rows 2 and 3. So you're going to want to walk through, and when you find parts like here, which are showing all the different sizes, go ahead and mark the one that you're working. So I'll just do the smallest size just for ease. Right here, here's another one showing how many times you repeat the repeating part across your row. And then here's another one. That way your eye can go directly to that, and then you're going to go ahead and do that for all the rows in your pattern. So to start, you're going to go ahead and work your slip knot, and then I'm going to chain 42 just for a small demo, but check the pattern for your size to see how many chains you need to start. 40, 41, and 42. To begin row 1, you're going to skip that first chain and go ahead and work a single crochet into each chain across after that. And the number will of course depend on the size that you're making. So I did want to let you know that I am giving away 6 skeins of our Trek signature fingering yarn color. And if you would love to enter, just make sure that you're subscribed to our YouTube channel, and then comment below letting me know if you have ever crocheted a cardigan before. So just continue single crocheting all the way across till you reach the final chain. For row 2, we're going to go ahead and turn, and we're going to start with a chain 3, 2, 3, and this does count as a double crochet. So you're going to skip the first 2 single crochets, skip, skip, and then in the next single crochet, you're going to work a puff stitch, chain 1, puff stitch. So to work a puff stitch, yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop, go ahead and raise it up to the level of your row, yarn over, pull through 2, and we're going to do that again, yarn over and insert your hook into that same stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop, go ahead and raise it up, yarn over, pull through 2, and when you have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through 3. So there's a cute little puff stitch. Then go ahead and chain 1 and work another puff stitch into that same single crochet. So yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, insert into the same stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, boop, 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 yarn over, pull through 2, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on your hook. So you can see a puff stitch, chain 1, puff stitch, all into that 3rd single crochet. Now you're going to skip 2 single crochets, skip, skip, and then into the next single crochet you're going to work 4 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a chain 1 and another double crochet into that same stitch. So just make sure you have 4, chain 1, and another double crochet, and then skip 5 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then in the 6th single crochet, you're going to work puff stitch, chain 1, puff stitch. So go ahead and work your puff stitch again. Remember to give those loops a tug, so you have a nice tall puff stitch. Pull through all 3, and then chain 1 and work another puff stitch into that same stitch. Boop. These are super fun to work. Boop. So again, puff stitch, chain 1, puff stitch into that single crochet, then chain 1, and you're going to skip 2 single crochets, so skip those. Now the section that you see in bold is going to depend on your size. So I'm working the smallest size, so I'm actually going to work that 0 times. Some sizes will require you work it 4 times, some 0, so just check your size. So I'm skipping the bolded section, and then you're going to move on to the bracketed section, which is the repeat. So we're going to go ahead and double crochet into the next single crochet. So remember, we've skipped 2, so I'm going to double crochet into that next single crochet, then chain 1, then skip 1 single crochet and double crochet into the next one. So it should look like this. Then skip 3 single crochets, skip, 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 and then into the next single crochet we're going to work 2 double crochets, 1, 2, and then a picot. And to work a picot for this pattern, it's chain 3 and then slip stitch into that 3rd chain from your hook, and you've made a little picot. Boop, boop, boop. And then into the same stitch, work 2 more double crochets, 1 and 2, and then a chain 2 and another double crochet into that same stitch. So it should look like this. Then you're going to skip 3 single crochets, so skip, 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 and into the next single crochet work a double crochet and then a chain 1, skip this next single crochet, and we're going to work that parentheses part again, so double crochet into the next single crochet, chain 1, and skip the next single crochet. Now if you're working the actual pattern, you're going to repeat everything in the brackets however many times it states for your size. So it would be 6 times for the smallest size. For me, I'm just going to show you that repeat once, so I'm going to go ahead and move on. So just work it however many times it states for your size. And then moving on to the bolded section. Again, for me, I need to work it 0 times, so I'm going to skip that completely, but check your size. You might need to work it 4 times, you might need to work it 0 times. Okay, so again, we've skipped 1 single crochet, so we want to remember that. And then moving on, we skip 1 single crochet, and then in the next stitch we're going to work a puff stitch, just like we've been doing, a chain 1, and a puff stitch. Boop. So now you're going to skip 2 single crochets, skip, skip, and then in the next stitch you're going to work 4 double crochets. There's 2, 3, and 4, and then chain 1 and a double crochet into that same stitch. So it should be looking like this. Then you're going to skip 5 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then in the next stitch you're going to work puff stitch, boop, a chain one and another puff stitch. Then you're going to skip one single crochet and you're going to double crochet into the final stitch. So here's what I have so far for my swatch. Remember, you are going to be repeating this middle section here however many times it states in the pattern for your size. For row 3, we're going to turn and we're going to start with a chain 3, 2, 3, and we're going to skip this first double crochet and this first puff stitch. And into this chain space between our puff stitches here, we're going to work puff stitch, chain 1, puff stitch. So there's our puff stitch, chain 1, and another puff stitch into that chain space. Now we're going to skip this next puff stitch and skip the next double crochet, and into this next chain space here, we're going to work 4 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, chain 1 and double crochet. So all of that into that chain space. Then you're going to skip the next 4 double crochets, skip, 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 and skip this next puff stitch here. And into this chain space, we're going to work puff stitch, chain 1, puff stitch. Puff stitch, chain 1, and then another puff stitch. So it should be looking like this. Now we're going to skip this next puff stitch, and then you're going to work the bolded parts. So again, for my size, I'm working that 0 times. But check your size, you may need to work it 0, you may need to work it 4 times. So now we're moving on to the bracketed repeat. So chain 1, we're going to skip this chain space here, and I'm going to double crochet into this next double crochet. And we're going to do the part in parentheses again. So chain 1, skip this next chain space, and double crochet into the next double crochet. Now we're going to skip 1 double crochet, so skip this one, and into this chain 2 space, we're going to work 2 double crochets, 1, 2, a picot, which is chain 3, slip stitch into the 3rd chain from your hook to make your little picot, doot, doot, doot. Work 2 more double crochets into that same chain space, 1 and 2, and then chain 2 and work a double crochet, all into that same chain space. So it should be looking like this. Next up, you're going to skip 4 double crochets, so skip, 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 and skip, and then go ahead and double crochet into the next double crochet. Then chain 1, skip the next chain space, and double crochet into the next double crochet. And then work however many times it states for your size, the instructions in the brackets. So I'm just going to do that once, so I'm going to go ahead and move on. Next is the bolded section, and again, it's 0 times to work that for my size. So I'm going to skip that, but check your size, and we're going to continue on. So chain 1, we're going to skip the next chain space and the next puff stitch, and in this next chain space between our puff stitches, we're going to work puff stitch, chain 1, puff stitch. Puff stitch, chain 1. Remember to give those loops a tug, and puff stitch. So it should be looking like that, just centered over the previous little section here. Then you're going to skip this next puff stitch and the next double crochet, and then into this chain space here, we're going to work 4 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, chain 1, and double crochet. So all of that into that chain space. Now you're going to skip the next 4 double crochets, skip, 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 and skip this puff stitch, and into this chain space between our puff stitches, work puff stitch, chain 1, puff stitch. puff stitch, chain 1, boop, and puff stitch. There you go. And then you're going to skip this next puff stitch, and then you're going to double crochet into the top of this turning chain. So here's what it should be looking like after you've worked that row. Again, you're going to have this part here in the center repeated. And I love these cute little picots. They add such a fun dimension to the cardigan. So that is how you make the repeating lace pattern that you're gonna find throughout the cardigan. And I hope that is helpful in getting you started on this pattern. And once you've finished making this versatile piece, it can be dressed up or down. The options really are endless with this one. Thank you so much for being here, my beautiful friend. We hope you love this pattern. Jane has poured so much time and love into making it just perfect for you. So we hope you absolutely love it. Happy crocheting, and I will see you next week with another new pattern. Bye.